the top 10 things that you veterans miss most about the military. So I'm going to do the countdown. Stick around for number 1. And some of these might resonate with you. Others be like, no, I don't miss that at all. Or I omit something from the list that you feel should be on the top 10 things that veterans most miss about the military. My name is Israel. I am your host, and you're on Forward March. Number 10, uniform. So it doesn't matter which branch of the military you're in, the uniform, right? Whether it's the dress uniform or the service uniform, whatever type of uniform that you were wearing, although it was heavily regulated and enforced, this ribbon has to be here, the trousers have to be bloused, or the belt buckle has to be this or that. All that is heavily regulated, but when you're on this side as a veteran, retiree, or just you did your time and you got out, that doesn't consume part of your day. Is like, well, what am I going to wear for the day, right? And some dress uniforms are super sharp. The Marine Corps dress blues, super sharp, and so veterans miss that. When you're wearing the uniform, you're wearing a legacy of warriors that went before you. So that's number 10. Number 9 is travel and adventure. So this can work both ways. I have had friends that were from San Diego, California. They went to boot camp in San Diego Marine Corps Recruit Depot, and then got stationed in Camp Pendleton. So they never really went anywhere in terms of just stateside, but so that sometimes travel doesn't always work out the way you want to, or they send you to somewhere that you don't want to go to, or they send you to somewhere you don't want to. It was terrible, you hated it, or they send you to somewhere that you didn't want to go and you loved it, right? So either way, you get to do some travel and get paid at the same time. I like I said, I joined the Marine Corps and the Army, or like I previously mentioned, I'm a veteran of the Army and the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps didn't send me anywhere in terms of like overseas. Just I stayed stateside. The Army, on the other hand, never PCS'd me overseas. I stayed stateside, but I got to travel here and there. Some of my friends, I got to travel in Germany, Alaska, Hawaii, Europe, all these cool places. They didn't send me any of those cool places. Japan. Well, I got to go to South Korea, so that was good. I went there twice, and I had fun. The second time more than the first. So look, I am on FSD unsupervised. Excuse me. I'm on FSD supervised, so this is kind of new to me. So I'm driving back home from work, and I'm letting the vehicle drive me back home. So kind of weird, but it's not. Apparently, this is safer than me driving, statistically speaking. And so I'm as long as I can remain with eye contact with the camera inside the vehicle, then I'm good. So number 8, competence. So on this side, I've seen people get promoted or getting jobs that maybe necessarily they weren't qualified to get, or are not good at what they do. Nonetheless, they got the promotion, they got the job, and there is. Let me stop you guys there. That you're thinking, I know so and so, and he got promoted to NCO, or I know so and so, and he was an officer, or she was an officer. I mean, for the most part, I would like to think that the military promotions, for what it's worth, mostly get it right. Mostly. And when I say mostly, it's 51%. It's mostly. So I'm just throwing it out there for you folks that are thinking like, well, man, so and so got promoted and they were a dirtbag. Well, anyway, so competency in your profession. Man, I was in the Army. I was a mechanic, and I could see there were some really talented soldiers that knew how to repair, fix, diagnose, troubleshoot, all those things that are essential to that core function of being a mechanic. So others not so much, but that was number 8. Number 7, the dark, twisted humor. All right, you know this. Number 7. So usually military humor, oh, let me see, it's changed lanes on me, has 4 elements. The military humor, it's got foul language, it has some sexual in nature, somebody getting hurt, and then some bit of stereotyping / others would consider racist, but it's in good fun, as they say, right? For all 4. So it's like 4 food groups, right? The dark humor, again, it's some type of stereotype or other people would consider racism, foul language, sexual in nature, someone's getting injured or hurt or killed, and they would think that's funny. And it's true if you're a veteran, because you'll have 2 different friend groups, kind of like, hey, you're gonna share a meme or a video with a non-veteran friend, and you accidentally send them the wrong meme or video, and they're like, oh my gosh, could you think this is funny? This is sad. And then your other veteran friends, you send it to them and they're like cracking up, right? Like they're just, oh man, I get it, right? Number 6, clear standards and instant feedback. So if you fail at something while you're in the military, right? Whether it's a academic test, a physical test, an aptitude test, whatever, a practical examination, if you fail to perform a functions check on your assigned weapon, it's like, no, you're a no-go at the station. You failed. There is no ambiguity, or there shouldn't be any ambiguity in where you stand. Either met the standard, achieved it, exceeded it, or whatever, but it's either pass or fail, no go. And sometimes on this side, on the civilian side, you deal with a lot of ambiguity. People are like adverse at times to tell you where you stand. Am I like, hey man, like in my job performance, am I doing good, or do I freaking totally suck there? And so, like at work, they're adverse to have those conversations. Am I good at what I do? Like I'm asking my boss, this side, oh, you're great. They're great. Number 5, the people. So you meet a very unique cast of characters in the military, because we're put under these circumstances where we have to interact with one another for long periods of time, right? Deployment or training, or just day in and day out. And then as soon as you get used to somebody, bam, they PCS or you PCS. And so that there you have great opportunity to meet people that you would normally not have had a friendship with. I can think of a few friends that I met in the military: Ski, K, Joe, Jose, and Trey. And all characters, all the people. You know who they are. You could probably think of a few guys and gals maybe that you met that really stood out amongst you or during your career. Number 4, being part of someone bigger than yourself. So here's where I think this might be my favorite one, in that my parents immigrated from Mexico. Arriba, arriba, ándale, ándale. You know what's up. One of the things that, as I get older, as an older kid, I realized the tremendous opportunity that the United States gave my parents and my siblings. And it was almost like a debt that I saw that I had to, that I not had to, but that I had to and wanted to serve, and as a gesture, as a commitment to this nation, that what they gave me, what they gave us, is a whole new life. And when people say that, oh, I want to win the lottery and I want to do this, I want to do that, being in this country, that's what it is. It's like hitting the lottery compared to a lot of other living in other countries and being from other countries. The amount of opportunity that the United States has given me, has given us, and for that I'm forever grateful. And so, with that said, that intrinsic motivation to know that my efforts, the efforts of my brothers and sisters in arms, were for the defense of not only one another, but our families, and the legacy that comes behind us and that has led us. Number 3, structure and routine. Now, not every day is identical in the military, but you do know on Mondays it's command maintenance. Right? You're going to be at the motor pool, you're going to be doing this or that, PMCSing. Yeah, if you're in the Air Force, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, so structure and routine, or number 3, structure and routine. That there is accountability formation in the morning. Your workday consists of this, and that. You normally are at home at this time, or we got upcoming training during this month, or you're on red cycle for this or that, or you're preparing for a deployment and you've got to do these tasks. So it's usually should be well planned and organized. At least your training schedule. You know what's upcoming for the next few weeks or the month, or you should. I'm not saying it happens. I'm saying you should know. And yeah, I get it, right? Like it's a Saturday morning, and the someone on duty doesn't show up, and here they are, the outgoing. They're calling people to fill in that duty, because somebody didn't show up, and that's unexpected, right? So it's structure and routine. There was a roster in place, that person didn't show up, and now someone has to do it. But that doesn't happen that often, or it shouldn't happen that often. Let me correct myself. But for the most part, you get into some type of routine. Early mornings, late days, long days. Number 3. Number 2, camaraderie and brotherhood or sisterhood. So one of the things that kind of it goes with number 7 was, or excuse me, with number 5 is the people, is the camaraderie and brotherhood. So that's the bond that forms often when you deploy with one another or train one another. It's those shared experiences with each other that really is irreplaceable, and very little careers on the civilian side that rival it. Maybe first responders. That's probably it. But you spend so much time with each other. You eat the same dirt. You go do this, you go do that. You're away from your families, and those experiences bring you all close together in that. So much so that the amount of friends that I have, and I spent, and I probably mentioned this, or I may not have mentioned this, but I was in for 25 years, and the majority of my friends, and I'm a Gen X guy too, so you'll see some of that lens that I look and view things is also from a Gen X perspective, is that the majority of my friends, 98% of them, 99 on social media, are all from that bit in the military. Very few from childhood, just a handful. And it is that as you're intersecting, as your paths cross, and you share those good times, and maybe some not, and maybe some of those times are not so good, but nonetheless, they were there. They shared it with you guys. Well, they shared it with me. They shared it with you all, and that creates that unbreakable bond at times that I can probably call some of those friends that you can think of right now. Like if you were in a hot mess, like, hey, I need help. They're like, yeah, man, give me 2 days, I'll be over there, or whatever. And they'll drop what they're doing because of that bond. Unless you're a dirtbag, they'll be like, no, this guy was a butthole. Anyway, and number one of the top 10 things that veterans miss most about the military is a sense of purpose. So that sense of purpose is you're defending freedom, or you're on a much, on a granular level, you're protecting your battle buddy, right? Cover me while I move, right? Individual battle buddy rushes. But number one, sense of purpose. So here's where I think a lot of veterans struggle post-military life. Sorry about that. It was turning, and it was kind of freaking me out. What was I saying? Okay, number one, sense of purpose. Here's where most veterans struggle to one degree and another. To one degree or another, struggle with a sense of purpose. You go from defending freedom, stationed in Germany, or defending freedom on freedom's frontier on the DMZ between North and South Korea, or you're preparing yourself to stay mentally, physically tough, and now you're working at a O'Reilly's or something, right? So, and not to say that working at O'Reilly's is a bad thing. I'm just saying that you take from doing one thing, and then now you're doing another. Just use me as an example. I went from being a logistics guy on the staff at a striker brigade on JBLM, and I went to work at an egg farm. And so when I was in the striker brigade, I was helping organizing organizing logistics for multiple training events all over the Pacific theater, India, Australia, Korea, Japan, all these places. And then I retire, get out of the army, or I retire from the army, and now I'm working at an egg farm. Like, man, it doesn't compare. And honestly, I felt like I was in a funk right when I retired. It was supposed to be the best time of my life. This is what I was looking forward to, was retiring. And I really lost that sense of purpose. And I had my identity wrapped in being a soldier. And we are much more than that. That is a period or a chapter in your life, but that's not all what you are. You know, you're a mother, a daughter, a sister, a friend, aunt, uncle, husband, son, cousin, right? All these things, a dad. That even though, you know, your mission isn't oh man, this dude, man, it's freaking me out. Go, fool. Even though you're not out there doing what you once did in the military, whatever those things were, your sense of purpose is being the you know, what should motivate you. The sense of purpose should be the best version of yourself for those around you, people that love you, your coworkers, family members. That should be your sense of purpose. Two things have helped me: my faith and a hobby. So I'm a hobbyist laser engraver. But anyway, this video has gone way too long. I'm gonna have to edit it out. But anyway, have a Merry Christmas. Let me know what you think. I'll try to post once a week. But yeah, if any of these top, or if this top 10 list, any of these items have resonated with you, just let me know. Be safe out there. Watch one another. 6.